Okay, so have you ever looked at your kid after like this big blow up and thought, I feel so far from them right now? And you just feel totally disconnected from them and you're not quite sure what to do about it. So I want to tell you that if that's the feeling that you're having, that feeling of being separated, that feeling of distance, it's not the end of a thing. It's just a signal that you can close the gap. Like you can do something to repair that. So in most homes, discipline happens without connection. So kids will follow rules, but they don't really feel safe or seen or even heard, right? So when you can build that connection with them first and validate that, like their emotion and their feeling before you redirect their behavior, it creates something different. So what I mean by that, I mean, pause. If they did something wrong, they did something wrong. And yes, there should be consequences. There should be natural consequences for the thing. How we deliver that is what I'm talking about right now. So if we deliver it angrily, go to your room, or that's it, if we deliver it angrily, then they're just going to mirror that back to us, right? And so we get to learn how to lead from a calm place. And that just means that we make a choice to not allow ourselves to get sucked into the emotion of that moment, right? And you're like, yeah, right. Yeah, right, Tracy. How do you do that? It looks different. I used to send myself to my room because I needed a minute. Like I would walk in and I would want to explode. And I would be so frustrated, overwhelmed, and they would come at me with these demands. And I would just look at them and say, I need a minute. And I would send myself to my room. And I would get out of my work clothes. And I would take some deep breaths. And I would really focus on what made me want to go so ballistic, right? So that when I did go back out there, I could calmly say to them, it really makes me angry and it really frustrates me when I come home from working and the sink in the kitchen is full of dishes and you ask me to make dinner. I will not cook from a dirty kitchen. So if you want me to come home and cook, I need you to do the dishes. Now I can calmly say that. Now, how did they receive that? Not calmly. What did they do? They were like, but all the excuses, all the reasons. And so I just really calmly stated, I will not come home and cook in a dirty kitchen. Now, this time my kids were, Stephen was in elementary school. James was in middle school. They were old enough to be able to put some dishes in the dishwasher is all I'm saying, okay? Right? If they made a mess, they were old enough to clean up after themselves. So that's how I chose to handle it. 7 days went by. I'm not kidding. 7 days went by. And I would come in, I would look at the kitchen, and they would say, are you cooking dinner? And I would look at the kitchen and I would say, is the kitchen clean? No. And it took 7 days. But on that seventh day, when I came home, the kitchen was clean. And they didn't bombard me about dinner the first time. They waited for me to come out of my room and they said, Mom, can you cook some dinner? And I said, yes. Yes, I can. Now, again, they call me the hammer in my house. I guess you can see why. Because I mean what I say. I wasn't angry. I didn't yell. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. But what I taught my kids is, when I ask you to do something, I need you to do it. And when you do it, then I will keep my word and I will do it. And that's the kind of relationship we got to start creating from that moment forward. That keeping your word to each other is important. Looking out for each other is important. Understanding that other people might be tired or frustrated is important. And so that's the place you can build that relationship and that connection from. Was it comfortable over those 7 days? No. Some people think I'm a horrible parent and say, what did you feed your kids? Peanut butter and jelly. They had ramen noodles and they had peanut butter and jelly and they had stuff that they could put in the microwave. But I wasn't cooking. Like I drew my line. I kept my line. But to this day, I've never had to draw that line again, right? Even so much so that in our house, the rule is if you cook, you don't clean. Like if you cook dinner, you do not do the dishes, right? We have we've created that over time, and that's how you can get connection, right? And you can teach your kids the same thing. If they need a moment and don't know that they need a moment, give them the moment. Now, that's what timeout is for, yes, but timeout feels like punishment. But if you frame it for them that it looks like you need a moment to calm down and to think about what you want to say. So why don't you just go ahead and take 10 minutes and I'll come and talk to you in 10 minutes. That feels completely different than go to your room, get a timeout. I'm not talking to you about this now, right? It's creating space. You're acknowledging that you want to hear what they say. You're acknowledging that they're upset. And maybe they have a right to be, maybe they don't. But that's like part of the conversation. But that's how you get to create connection. But we can't make, like in the moment, we can't make these choices if we, as the leaders, as the moms, as the parents, don't know the fight that we're in. We don't know what we're fighting for, what we're fighting against, right? If we don't understand the fight, then we don't know the rules. Right? The old saying, bringing a knife to a gunfight, right? Sometimes we're not equipped for the fight that we're in, and that's what pickyourfight.org is about. Go to pickyourfight.org. You can take an assessment, figure out where you're struggling the most, get access to some free resources that will help you find that out right now and give you some ways that you can take action to do it better, to create the connection, to create the relationships with your family and your kids so that we have the spaces that they need. They have the safe spaces they need. We're modeling and teaching the communication. We're modeling and teaching the emotional intelligence. We're modeling and teaching them that it's safe to mess up with us. That not only, yes, there are consequences for actions, but it's not done out of anger or frustration. It's because we love them and because we see them as leaders, because we want them to be amazing people. And when we can create that space in our homes, give that the springboard for them to come from, everything changes. Everything changes. So go to pickyourfight.org, get in the fight. Get in the fight. Let's get some new tools. Let's do things differently. Let's change. Let's change how we're doing. Let's connect with our kids. Let's do it.